for you to get a client, that person needs to trust you first. Doesn't matter what ninja sales tricks you use, as long as you are aware and consistent in the building trust process. When I talk about marketing and sales, I don't talk about marketing and sales. I talk about trust funnels. I talk about how do you turn a stranger into someone that knows you, into someone that likes you, into someone that trusts you, into someone that buys from you.
Oh yes, this is the Hardcore Marketing Show. I'm Casey Cheshire, your host for this epic journey. Today's show is sponsored by Ringmaster, on a mission to launch B2B podcasts that create relationships, generate revenue, and drive growth. Ringmasterlive.com. Bam. All right, time to buckle up. The adventure is about to begin. And you know what? If you're not caffeinated for this one, it is time to do that. I absolutely recommend it. I wonder how that sounds on the recording. Guys, the guest today, I can't wait to introduce you to her. We are going to absolutely have a masterclass. I'm so excited to learn. I'm so excited to get clear on this topic. The idea of even getting clear. We're going to get clear on this episode. We are going to find some clarity. We are going to smash some myths. I'm very excited to introduce her. Okay, Casey, who is she? Well, thought leader, a growth strategist, business coach, speaker, executive coach as well. And I will say hundreds of years worth of experience. Several hundreds of years worth of experience. Fractional CMO, built a community, over 15,000 followers. Can't wait to dive into the idea of community. And she was the lead organizer of one of the largest TEDx events in the East Coast with over 12,000 people, 1,200 people in attendance yearly. Chief Clarity Officer of Masters in Clarity, Dolores Hirschmann, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I just need you to stop doing things because your introduction is already unwieldy.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, I'm just a mom.
Just a mom. And I'm just a dad. I love it. All right. What's really important, right? A little bit of clarity there. So, you know what? I'm going to stop talking, but I need to pass you this thing. It's part of our tradition here. It's heavy, but you're also in the Boston area, so we're tough. All right. Here you go. Go ahead. Take Thor's hammer. You got it?
I got it.
Okay. All right, Dolores, take Thor's hammer, smash for me some kind of marketing myth, a bogus strategy, misconception. Set the record straight once and for all.
Okay. If you build it, they'll come.
Okay.
If you build the website, people will find me online and they'll come. If I do good work, people will come. I believe that there's a misconception that we don't have to send invitations for people to come to our parties. And here's the thing. My son's getting married next year, and I'm reminding him, dude, if you don't send the invitation, save the date and follow up by email, because he's like, nobody RSVP yet. And did you send a text? Did you send an email? People don't open their mails. And he's inviting people to his wedding. But if you don't send the invitation and remind them of the invitation and ask to RSVP, then people don't show up. So if you are throwing a launch and you don't send those invitations and be strategic about it, you will have Zippo people show up for your Zoom or webinar or launch or event or butts on seats.
Man, what a, and you know what? For those that aren't married yet, those seats are not free, friends.
Not for the organizer.
Yeah. So whoever is organizing it, mom, dad, the kids themselves, you can be hundreds of dollars a seat to eat your stinking chicken or steak or whatever the heck. And that, you know what's funny? They asked us if we wanted a strawberry in our champagne toast. And if we said no, we could save $2 a glass.
For hundreds of people.
For hundreds of people. And so we said no and instantly saved $200.
Yeah. Who needs the strawberry in the champagne glass?
But you're right. People don't show up. And then they text you a day before saying sorry. And you're like, guy, I already paid for your seat. I even had people come to us at the beginning of the reception and say, hey, thanks for having us. Like, dude, I would prefer they just Irish goodbye. It just disappeared in the ether while I'm in the wet. I don't need to be reminded of the fact that you're leaving early. But let's go back to where does this myth come from? Why do people think? Is it they just all watched Field of Dreams, or like where does this myth come from?
So I think I know where it comes from. So my mom believes that marketing is a dirty word. And so there is a whole misconception out there. First of all, what is marketing? And whether it's, I'll say the word, ethical to market your products and services. I believe that it's irresponsible not to market your products and services. It's almost like, as a business owner, your responsibility is to bring clients through the door, or there is no business. It's like if you don't have blood flowing in your body, you will die. If you don't have clients coming in your door, calling you, email you, or whatever, you will not survive as a business. You cannot even be called a business. And so
Right?
I've had this conversation with my mother for years. She is a business owner. She's 76. And she, for many years, have been taking a group of people to the opera festival in Salzburg, Austria, for over 30
Love it.
years. When she was younger and she had the full agency, she would actually organize other types of opera tours. But long story short, a couple of years ago, she, every November, when the Salzburg Festival program comes out, she puts together like a week of what to watch in a week. And she sent an email to her interested group of people in her Gmail, and says, hey, the program for this year, coming year, is such and such. This is what we're thinking about. But she writes a really beautiful email and basically plants the seed of who wants to come with me next year. And one year she writes this beautiful email and she was like, well, imagine sitting at the Tomaselli Cafe discussing the opera we watched the night before, with a gentle breeze from the Sacher River, whatever, right? All poetic and romantic, placing you in Salzburg. And so she sends an email, then gets like 15 people to sign up for that next year's program, like within a week. So she calls me.
Wow.
She's like, and she had said, I don't know if I want to do it next year. I'm just going to send an email with the program, see what happens. Okay. So she calls and she's like, a lot of people want to come. A lot of people are asking for information. It's kind of weird. It's strange. But I just sent an email. And I said, Mom, you didn't just send an email. You marketed the opportunity. And she's like, absolutely not. I just told people about it and I'm so passionate about it. I told them in my own words, right? Well, I said, Mom, that's called marketing and there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually the right thing to do. And so, first of all, I want to set this record straight that marketing is the kind act of putting out into the world the information of the resources you provide through your business. It can be a product, it can be a service, it can be a life-saving gadget to keep your kids safe from the pool. It can be life coaching and helping people live a good life. It could be great food to share with friends. Doesn't matter what you do. If you believe that what you do adds value to the world, then it is your responsibility to send people invitation to experience you and your work.
And it's irresponsible not
And it's
to. Love that.
irresponsible not to.
So to like follow up on this, right? I'm convinced. Okay, we must then market this. Then how do you approach it? Like for the people that say, okay, I'm in. I've got this event or I've got this. I mean, the TEDx event, all the communities, the community events, right? A community event or the
Or your
TEDx event.
products, just a regular company just selling stuff.
How do you approach that? What do you have a certain framework you like to look at in terms of getting the word out? And is it different between live community events and just say a product?
So most of my work is with thought leaders and experts and helpers bringing out their work. So service professionals, coaches, accountants, fractional CFOs. I work with a lot of fractional CFOs. Um, Anybody who actually solves big problems for people. And one of the things I say to them is, for you to get a client, that person needs to trust you first. Doesn't matter what ninja sales tricks you use, as long as you are aware and consistent in the building trust process. When I talk about marketing and sales, I don't talk about marketing and sales. I talk about trust funnels. I talk about how do you turn a stranger into someone that knows you, into someone that likes you, into someone that trusts you, into someone that buys from you. And so, in the world of service professionals, thought leaders, and you can, and other businesses, but that's the realm of most of my expertise is relationship building. And you and I could say any brand needs to build their relationship. LL Bean has a relationship with me. I don't know if they know that or not. Or Land's End, when my kids were little, had a relationship with me. Like, I had a relationship with the brands that I used for my family. But in the world of service professional, the fastest way to build trust-based relationships is through speaking. And speaking can look like being a guest in a podcast. Speaking can look like a crowded living room full of your neighbors. Speaking can look like a soapbox in a crowded park, like our ancestors used to market. Or it could be a theater, it could be a virtual summit, it could be a Zoom, it could be it can look like so many ways. But the importance is that you come into a room of people, of maybe strangers to you and them strangers to your work, and share something of value and shift something in their brain that there's a before and after they experience you and your words. And in that before and after, you've planted a seed of possibility. And those that are listening to you and are in need of that solution, for the first time, they feel some hope. And that's when the story begins.
Yeah, the hope.
Marketers bring hope to people looking to solve a problem. And I don't care. It's not about qualifying the problem, but you could say, well, buying a good ice cream is not necessarily a problem. No, I agree. It might not be a problem, but it solves a solution to having an experience with your niece that you're going out for a first time because the niece turned 10 years old. Like, it's not a problem, but it's definitely something that someone seeks to have an experience. And so there's many ways to define the reason for a product or service existing, but at the end of the day, you are the right purchase for someone needing to experience that you offer. So if you're an oncologist, it might be a little bit of a problem, a life and death situation. If you're an ice cream truck, not necessarily life and death situation, but still filling a gap, solving a need.
What kind of need or gap does a community solve?
Well, first of all, we are a society who is dying a slow death of loneliness and disconnection.
Mm.
Personally, I am a life coach. I am an executive coach. And I do believe that when we are clear on our values, you promise we're going to bring clarity. So here we go. I believe that clarity comes when we have clear frameworks, or not clear frameworks, that's redundant, but frameworks in our lives. So values, personal values, is a framework. Our telltales, our ways to keep ourselves making the right decisions. So, for example, I have there's a lot of values any of us can have, but my top 5 values, one of them is belonging. Like, belonging is a value, meaning that when I feel I'm untethered or disconnected from something, from my family, from a group of friends, from a group of colleagues, colleague community, I feel lost, I feel confused, I feel sad, I feel lonely. So belonging is an important value of mine. And so community is a way to solve that need of mine, is a way to satisfy. And I know I'm not alone in this. Maybe we women have a bigger need for this than men, but I would say men might not say it, but needed to. I mean, I come from Argentina, where
Mhm.
it is very popular for men to belong to things like even older men, dads, grandparents. They play soccer with their friends. They play chess with their friends. They have a poker night, or they go to church, or whatever it is, right? Like all of those are opportunities for us to be part of a community and have a shared experience of something bigger than ourselves. Our life shrinks when our life ends within the realm of our skin.
It's funny how, I think prior to COVID, we all joked about how you probably could do anything virtual we wanted to, and then when we actually were faced with the opportunity to do that, a lot of people pivoted for that, and some people maybe stayed, but I know a lot of us have decided, well, we definitely need to get some kind of in-person connection going again.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that I don't know if you've been reading, but there's a new trend happening in younger people. Couple things. One, I've heard there's a lot of knitting circles and embroidery circles of especially women, but young women like 20s, 30s. They're coming together because you sit down, you knit, and you chat about what. Who cares what you chat about? But you're being heard and you're listening to others, and uh, that is we don't realize, but in the Maslow hierarchies is 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 part of our basic needs as after food and shelter, and in the path to self actualization. And so belonging and being part of the community in whatever capacity it is an important component. The other trend that is happening, I have young adult children. The online dating world is I don't know that it's dying a fast death, but it's definitely shifting and changing. And what is in vogue right now is in-person speed dating or in-person singles activities, hiking, rowing, biking in cities, singles dinners. Like you go to a restaurant where it's all singles night and you just sit down and have dinner with random people. And to be honest, I'd rather do that
Yeah.
than meet someone online. My daughter's 23 and she decided my next I want to meet my person and I want our story to be one of fate and serendipity, not like, oh, we just swipe left or swipe right.
Yeah, it makes it kind of transactional. I think there's something about a relationship that is inherently not well, I mean, I guess at its base but there's something more relational.
But there's an energetic connection that happens when you're in the same room that it cannot happen. I mean, I can experience it in a Zoom to some extent. Like I think you and I kind of have a good vibe, and we can see that from each other just in a Zoom. But imagine if you're in person, you don't even have to open your mouth to know that how the other person is vibing.
Right. I have a question about community. Take it a step further. I've built communities in different shapes and sizes, but the idea of getting one to 15,000, you know, I feel like maybe the first 150 is one phase, but how do you keep it growing over time?
Are you referring to like my LinkedIn community or
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, so LinkedIn is something it's interesting. I have a lot of respect for that platform. Is something I've been intentionally growing for a long time. I was very early to it as well. I've been in this space for a long time. And every other platform, it kind of be a mixed bags of things because you can do ads and there's a lot of things you can do. LinkedIn is pretty pure in that way. Like nobody does ads in LinkedIn for the purpose of growing leads, growing connections. Or I mean, I guess you can, but it's not that common. So for me, LinkedIn is a community, is a very rich community of people that I know I can tap into. And so how does that work? Like I am intentional about ongoing connection and connecting with people. I probably have about 5 to 7, depending on my availability and schedule, and I don't work on Friday. Um, I have a between 5 and 7 Zoom calls with strangers weekly that I've met online,
Okay.
depending on the time and the season and all that. But
Well, there's something about that, right? Yeah, I mean, it's regular, it's programmatic. You're extending your network. Do you ever feel like you lose track of the people you do know though by going after more people?
I mean, listen, no, I mean, I think the people that I'm regular with is a small group. I'm not in active relationship with 15,000 people, but I would say I have people in my world that are very regular that started by being just a loose connection online. Many people,
Yeah.
many. Actually,
Yeah.
we just, I'm in the space of acquisition, business acquisition. I just acquired a business that I have been
Congrats.
in relationship for the last 6 months, and it's been wonderful, and I'm about to close on another agency that we're buying, and we've been
Wow.
talking for a year, and we met through a random email. Then we had lunch. Then we like in person. Then I visited his office and this and that.
That's cool. That's really cool. What made that different from all the other conversations? Is there a moment in the initial Zoom meeting when you're like, ah, there's something here?
Well, no, some of these like these acquisitions, some began so back to marketing, right? What you say and how you set the scene for a conversation matters. And so in both these cases, we began a relationship with a common interest. I am interested in buying a business. I am interested in selling my business. It wasn't, no, my conversations when I have conversations with people I meet online, they tend to have a theme. There's a common interest that kicks it off or makes it happen.
What do people get wrong about community?
That is like shopping market that you go and get things from a shelf. It's like, okay, I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna walk out with 5 clients. So you walk in and you sell yourself to people. I would say that's true as a business owner and as a single person desperate to meet someone.
Yeah, because then it just comes across like a trick.
Exactly. It's like, well, like this is a I believe in give, give, get. Like show up and serve, and whatever you're looking for, whether you're aware of it or not, will come your way.
Give, give, get, but it's not give, get.
It's not get, get, give. It's give, give, get.
Yeah, good luck with get, give. Good luck with
Good
that.
luck with get, get gifts.
It's not going to go very far. I agree.
Good luck with get, get, give. Yeah.
Well, but tell me about the two gives. Do you intentionally try to figure out two different ways of giving?
No, not up front. No, not up front, but you give by listening.
Mm,
Like if you're present and listening to the person in front of you, then you'll know how to serve them. I mean, giving is just a way of saying is just show up for them, and if you can help in any way. I mean, every call I have, I mean, I learned uh, early on. My mom said, always leave the room better than you find it. And I taught my kids always leave the room, the place, the person better than you find it. So be kind, show up and listen, and you know, leave them feeling better than you found them.
Do you have particular questions you like to ask people that that encourages them to talk so that you can listen?
Yeah, I mean, in the context of business, I ask what do they do and what is it that they're looking to accomplish in the next whatever 6 to 12 months.
Mhm.
And usually, what happens is they share that, and they're like, "Oh, wait, I have a friend of a friend of a friend who blah blah blah," or "I thought of this," or "I just wrote this article." You know how it? I mean, I believe that when we are clear in what we want and committed to making that happen, then the universe brings us what we need. I believe in that. And
Yeah.
so when I ask that question, I can tell who is clear and committed and who is not. And the clear and committed, chances are, when they can clearly communicate what they're looking for, chances are I can help them in one way or another.
Mm. How does that sound? Like, what would you ask me if we were pretending to do that on this call?
What are you looking to accomplish in the next 6 to 12 months?
I'm looking to grow the company, double it in size, figure out programmatic leads, and hire my first sales rep.
Okay.
Is that clear or is that tactical? What
We want to
we
grow.
want to grow?
Uh, And so, what do you want more of? What is your ideal client?
Um, funded SaaS companies that have high transaction value customers.
Okay. And what do you do for them?
We create relationships with their ideal customers so that they can learn more about how to market to the rest of them and then maybe make a few deals along the way.
How do you do that?
Creating relationships by having podcast conversations, creating roundtables where they can meet regularly with them.
I love that. So are you currently doing LinkedIn lead gen
Uh,
in a strategic way?
industry, yeah, we're doing it very manually reaching out to people that fit the right criteria to be on a podcast or be in a roundtable.
So first, I have a software that can help you with that, and we can talk
Oh,
about
cool.
that offline. And that
Okay.
will accelerate the way that the quality of the people you connect with and the speed in which you can connect with them. So that's for sure.
I like that.
Second, um, one of the things that is like bell-bottom jeans, and it's the old is new again. I love that you run tables and podcasts. Have you ever thought of hosting? It's called like the model is called the Jeffersonian dinners, but basically helping these companies, SaaS companies that are all B2B, they're all looking to place their services probably with long-term contracts in bigger companies,
Right.
hosting small dinners of 10, 15 people of players in their industry. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It can be in a hotel, in a restaurant.
Can it be in an Applebee's?
Well, you can have the people that come pay for the meal. You
Sure.
don't have to host it. And absolutely, you can make it in an Applebee's and have Applebee's sponsor it.
Okay. There it is. But no, and that, by the way, it's fascinating. So what I felt in that conversation was you asking several questions. By the way, thank you for role playing that with me. It asked several questions, and it wasn't just the initial question and like, cool, great, next question. It was kind of like, tell me more about that and how exactly are you doing that? And so there was like the secondary, third, fourth. You went down the rabbit hole, so it wasn't surface level information. It was like but you also, I got the sense, were asking until you were clear on it. You know, you weren't just like, oh, cool, I'm not sure what that is, but awesome, good for you. And so then once you figured it out, you're like, the connection started firing in your brain. By the way, I heard we have more connections in our brains than there's subatomic particles in the universe, but that doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what I heard.
TikTok University.
What's that?
TikTok University. Go ahead.
Is that what it
No, no, no.
is?
I'm kidding.
I heard it
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
on a lecture, but anyways, then you were like, "Hey, there's an app we can talk about, Jeffersonian dinners. That's a very cool idea to try that out." And then you hung in there when I threw Applebee's out there. But like it was a great example of just in a very quick moment being able to find out what people do, and people feel good about being heard, right? And they feel it's the beginning of trust and a really trusting relationship. And then, yeah, that's a great model. It doesn't take much time at all.
Let me be very honest. It's not really a model. It's just who I am.
It's just who you are. Yeah, but we take who you are and we model it.
Yes, absolutely. It's a framework.
And so, you started out by like, so if I were to ask you back, so I can practice this craft, it's not a model, but it is a model. What are you trying to do in
Love
the
it.
next 6 months to a year?
In the next 6 months, I want to help over 100 business owners or thought leaders create the signature talk so they can speak to grow their business. And I want to buy one more service professional company related to marketing in the next 6 months.
Okay. Yeah, creating a signature talk. That's so interesting.
So I actually run, I do this privately as well, but I run a program we launch every 2-3 months where we bring in a cohort, usually no more than 20 people at a time. And throughout 8 weeks, we help them write the signature talk, and then we help them get on stages. We didn't say this, but I launched a speaker agency years ago with a partner, and we ended up selling the business to Grant Cardone, building a company called 10X Stages. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Sure.
So I was a founder of that and then the director of 10X Stages. So speaking and getting people placed on stages is a big part of what I do and what I teach and what I help with people with.
Wow. Okay, great. I have an association I'd love to introduce you to. And then, we produce a podcast for marketing agency owners.
Okay.
And it might be a great recruiting source for you.
We should definitely talk about that.
Yeah, we could say it's called the Marketing Agency Power Hour. It's all about growing your agency. And our client for that is actually an accountant, Cal SmartBooks, and they do accounting just for marketing agencies.
Okay. So the host is a kind of yours, and you produce a podcast for.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
we help introduce him to marketing agency owners.
I love that.
But you might know who are the ones with the best. Not that he could tell you their information, but he might be able to introduce you to the healthiest.
Well, I would love to talk to him, just as an intro, about helping any of his clients exit.
Ooh, that's very cool. Yeah, that'd be a really cool partnership.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'll introduce you to him. His name is Cal.
Love that.
Cool. So this is great. This is like a good example for those listening. Like this is.
Well, we just helped each other. Jefferson had dinner for you, and you're gonna introduce me to your client.
Totally. It was great. Is that helps me too, because Cal's great and I want to help him. Yeah. So yeah, in 5 minutes. And also there was that very natural tendency of like you truly listened and heard about what I had and wanted to give me some things. I'm like, oh man, I want to return the favor. I want to see if I can, introduce you to my people that I know and give you ideas. So there's that's very, mutual wanting to return the favor. It's probably a better word for that.
Well, thus the give, get.
Give, get. Yeah.
When you give, naturally someone says, well, what can I do for you? Like, it's almost like most human beings, if you give them, is like, oh, this is so wonderful. Oh, thank you. How can I help you? Like, it's just it's a natural reaction. I'm going to parentheses with most normal human beings.
Now, neither of us are normal.
Well, but normal in that way.
If we were, we would totally be all about it. No. Yeah. And also, hey, what was Grant Cardone like?
He's not in private what he is on public, and he's a pretty powerful, creative, successful guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Um, yeah, I love the 10x concept, right? Go 10. Why do
Go big. Go
why
big.
why do 0.25 when you could do 10?
I mean, it takes courage and work, but yeah.
Yeah, see, you seem like a pretty tough person. I could see you hanging with Grant and just giving him a little. I mean, being humble and giving, but if you challenge him a little bit,
Yeah, to be honest, most of my work was not directly with Grant because we were just one of, but yeah, we worked with the team and it was pretty cool experience.
That's cool, man. Well, another question for you. Where do you like to learn from? Because you're constantly teaching other people. What are your inputs?
So I love to learn from experiences. I'm quick to put myself in situations where I'm a very much of a learn by doing.
Okay.
I have a hard time consuming content unless there's a quick implementation of it. So I am
What does that mean? Quick implementation? Is it because deliver it quickly or?
no, like I'm not one to complete a whole course and it's like, oh, now I learn how to cook. Now I'm gonna go cook. No, I'm going to start cooking and watch the recipe as I'm cooking. And
Yes.
I will handle all of the unpredictable things that's gonna happen because I should have prepared. Like I like to learn and do at the same time. So I'm in the acquisition space. I learn every day, but I learn by jumping into seller calls and figuring things out with them.
Wow. What's the number one thing that you'd wish more companies did to prepare for an acquisition?
The number one thing companies need is marketing, and the number one thing that people need to do to prepare for an acquisition is get the owner out of the day-to-day operations.
Got it. And what did you think I was going to ask you?
What I thought you were gonna ask is that what is the one thing companies struggle with or need more of, and it's marketing.
Yes.
And sales is a consequence of good marketing. So it's not like you could say sales, but sales is hard to go and get sales if you're not marketing.
You said the one thing
One
is
thing,
one thing. Okay.
marketing.
Number one thing is marketing. Okay. Fingers in the middle.
I love it.
Okay. Really, my next question is because I'm mystified and I've been learning left and right. Who are you?
Ha,
Who are you? Can you take me back in time? Little Dolores days. Did you know you're going to be
a marketer. Um,
selling companies, buying companies, marketing, teaching, podcasting, connecting?
So I was born and raised in Argentina. I finished high school. I wanted to be an actress. My dad said, "Great, go to business school, then we can discuss your wants." And I was
Yes.
like, "I don't want to." And he's like, "Do you have another choice?" And I was like, "No." Okay. And he's like, "I'm paying for it, so you go to business school." So, okay. So I did, and I focused on marketing.
Why? Did you know what it was by that point or?
No, no, but it was the most creative part of my school. I mean, I did economics for 2 years and statistics and math because it was a very heavy in economics type of school. And then we went into the business and all the other things. And this was in 1996, and I discovered the internet down in Argentina. And so I graduated with my research paper titled Marketing on the Internet Relationship Marketing in 1996.
Relationship marketing in 1996. You know what? Probably still, yeah, it's probably still as applicable today as ever.
It's more
More.
today. It's just creepy how the paper I wrote when I was 24 years old is actually technologically it's not relevant because all my references were
AOL.
AOL and CompuServe. Um, and it was like almost like OpenAI. It was back then, it was a space of community and collaboration, and any paper you could go to, what was it called? Well, Nielsen reports, and there were a lot of companies out there doing a lot of research, and you could access all of their data for free. It was really truly a community. And so for years, actually, I gave my thesis away for free. I should have published it. as a book, but I was 24. I didn't know what a thought
Yeah.
leader was. I didn't know any of this was going to happen.
Jeez.
But back then, I predicted that the technology that was developing was going to allow for big brands to have to give clients a customized experience of their brands when before they couldn't have. Um, and so that kind of put me in a trajectory that I had never imagined. So I've been in the space of digital marketing for years, and I went into I was a director of the first online learning platform in the world. This one was geared for kids. It was 1998. I worked for a nonprofit out of New York, and our main founder was Jeff Reichs, which is number 5 under Bill Gates. So I reported to Jeff
Wow.
Reichs. I went to Seattle and Microsoft campus, and I spoke in front of an auditorium. I was 26, 27. And so I ran that for 5 years, and I did a whole study on online learning and the difference between online learning versus in-classroom learning, and the role of the teacher as a guide and a mentor, not as a lecturer, and the whole concept of, marketing push-pull type of marketing. Push marketing is one that pushes things down your throat. Pull marketing is client attraction strategies, right? Is creating the environment for people to seek you out. And the push-pull marketing strategies are, I believe, and this is something I've been working on for years, apply a lot in the learning space, because in education, you have to market the content. You got to get the kid hungry to learn. And so if you push content out their throat, they're going to throw it up, which they do
Yep.
in the classroom every
Which they
day.
do. Yep.
But if you use pull marketing strategies and hint and and for lack of a better word, like seduce the learner to be hungry for more information, then they're actually going to learn, because nothing that we don't want sticks. Like anything that comes to us without us seeking it is like slips away. But when we're hungry for information, we become sponges. And so the push-pull marketing strategies, imagine what it could do applied into education. That's the gamifying strategies for education. So I worked for many years in that space until my third child was born, and I decided that I didn't have the bandwidth to run a new software. We did a software development, and as I was pregnant,
Yeah.
and I was having a baby and launching a new software at the same time. I'm like, I can't do this.
Holy
I could
moly.
have figured out, but I just couldn't. I didn't figure it out. So I quit, and I focused on my kids. That lasted about 9 months. So when my number 3 was 9 months, I started my first company. And then when I was having my number 4, I started my second company. And then when my fourth went to preschool, I started my third company, because my 10-year-old at the time said, "Mama," he had an iPod. I iPod shuffle. I mean, before the iPhone.
Oh, yeah, the little guy.
And he's like, "Mama, can we do an app?" And I'm like, "Why not?" And so I built a company called Why Not Apps, and we were doing apps. And he and I built an app called The Seconds of Life, and it would count how many seconds and minutes and hours and days and whatever you had been born, and then it would ask you make each second count. It was kind of cute. And then I was 38. I got lost. What am I going to do? I didn't have clarity, so I went back to school. I studied coaching. I became an executive coach, CTI trained, ICF accredited, and the whole thing. I thought I was going to become a coach full time. And I started coaching, and people will kind of work with me, and they're like, "Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to start this business." And then they will go and hire strategists. And I'm like, "Wait, that's the fun." So I switched. I am a business and marketing strategist with a magic wand as a coach. And now I have a full marketing agency where we can either build the strategy for you or do both, build it and execute it for you and with you.
Like in deliver everything that you need.
We do SEO, we do ads, we do email marketing, we do website build. Well, we just acquired a full agency, so we do Shopify, e-commerce,
Wow.
analytics, Google. Yeah. I say we, not me.
What's the next agency going to be, you think?
So I'm buying another agency that is very focused on media buying. And here again, bell bottom jeans is like old media buying if is in vogue. So we're buying media, we're buying ads in podcasts, in old local community radio shows and TV shows,
Yeah,
billboards,
that's smart.
community magazines, and obviously all the digital media, right? And then the third one I have my eyes on is merch marketing company.
Merch.
Like, you know,
Yeah, swag, like stuff.
and
Yeah,
this is like
that's
an
cool.
almost $2 million business. And every single one of the clients is a potential client for my other business.
I love when those things mesh and you're able to find a
So
client.
probably I will continue buying marketing companies that serve that we can expand our offers.
Amazing. Amazing. Um, well, my next question for you is a bit of a hypothetical if you're ready, but something tells me you are ready for anything.
I am referencing, and I make sure I'm just tracking time to make sure we don't bore our listeners.
Oh, they don't get bored. They are absolutely sponge wizards. They're very, very smart people and love learning like I do. So my next question, bit of a hypothetical, because I may or may not have a time machine up here in New Hampshire.
I'm sure you do.
I do. It's in the backyard, covered in a tarp. So you come visit, right? Come on up from Boston and other places, right? Come on, visit, and we get to use a time machine, go back in time. But it's a particular kind of time machine where you get to go back in time and meet yourself 4 days after getting that marketing degree. Thanks, Dad. Right? What do you tell yourself? What kind of advice?
You're gonna be crazy because I'm remembering the day I defended my thesis, which is officially the day I graduated, not the day I got my diploma and got dressed up, but the day I was on a Friday, and on that month, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, on that Tuesday, I was in Kota Kinabalu, North Borneo. So I defended my thesis in Argentina. And 2 days after that, I got on a plane, flew to Kuala Lumpur, from there to Kota Kinabalu, and I spent 3 months living in the jungle doing community work. So it's a kind of a weird, you are not expecting that answer, but so I wasn't really telling myself anything, but what would I tell myself now if I had that conversation? I would say to
Yeah, you zipped. Oh, I guess time machine will find you. So now you're in the jungle.
now I'm in the jungle in Kota Kinabalu, and I'll say to myself, "Good job, you're going to survive the jungle, even though you don't think you will right now because you're struggling." And I did. I
Yeah, I
cried
bet.
for 2 weeks. Um, and second, go back to Argentina, publish your thesis, find a publisher, publish the thesis, start speaking about it with people who will hear you. And that boy you're gonna meet 25 days after you come back from the jungle, you can marry him, but don't start having kids right away. Publish that freaking book and start your
Yeah.
career. And maybe don't even start your life with him in the US. Start in Argentina. And if he doesn't speak English, make him speak English. He's still my husband, by the way, but
How's his English?
not good. He's actually in Buenos Aires right now, flying home tonight.
Okay. He's like, hey, I've done just fine with the level of English I
Yeah.
have right now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
now the follow-on question to that is, do you think younger you would listen to that advice?
I would hope I would hope so. But I doubt it. Because I would have been stuck in the how.
Yeah. Yeah. And you would have missed out on all the lessons learned along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, where could people go if they want to connect with you?
Mastersinclarity.com.
I do love that name.
We just did a rebrand, so we have a new logo, and so you might see 2 logos out there. We're cleaning things up, but
Mastersinclarity.com. We will link right to that from the show notes. People can click on through and get their marketing, their coaching, the speaking
And
the
there's a lot of free resources. There's a button that says free. If you click on that, you're gonna get good stuff.
excellent. Click on the free button, and then click on the contact button and maybe reach out. Fantastic. Dolores, thank you so much for coming on here. I feel like we've had our own time warp.
Yeah, we did.
Somehow an hour just magically evaporated, but I am the wiser from it. The amount of takeaways over here and the idea of the trust funnels, right? And the give, get, and the signature talks and all the things and the things that we did chat about afterward. I felt, and even demonstrating for other people what that give, get looks like. I just feel like it's been a masterclass, and I want to thank you.
Thank you. And I definitely wanna, circle back and connect.
Yeah, 100%. For those listening, if you learned something, and I freaking know you did, because I literally have 2 pages of notes over here, front and back, then share this with someone else. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 9,000 people. That's nice. But even 1 person, like, who needs to hear this? Next time you bump into someone who does get, give, maybe have them listen to this too. But the idea of the building the trust funnels, not just thinking that if you build it, they will come. Whoever needs to hear this, get this information into their hands. With that, Dolores, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. And this has been another crazy cool, very exciting episode of the Hardcore Marketing Show. We will see you all next time.